We've got this phenomenal facility. Last week, Rocco Landsman came through here. He's the head of the National Network for the Arts and was blown away by the facility. I mean, he said, you very soon are going to be having people wanting to workshop pre-Broadway shows here because you've got all the technical ingredients that can make that happen.
But Louis loves you, my lord.
Louis is an asshole.
Despite this rejection, I took polite time he shouldered the task of effecting a rapprochement between two men for whom I felt deeply.
We would make jokes about, Jackie's going to build a treehouse, and we're going to do plays in the treehouse.
But I think, back then, there were a few raised eyebrows, from various individuals, but I don't think anybody, poo-pooed the idea. It was just like, okay, we'll come along with you.
There's just no way. And major supporters of ours saying, there's just no way you're going to do this. It's a pipe dream. You cannot raise that much money.
Dave Landis, who loves to gossip, and I love him for that. I was living with Dave at the time, and Rory Dale, who's our sound designer and our web designer, all three of us were living together in the same house. And I remember he came home and he said, so Jackie's got this wild hair to open up a new building. And we were like, with what money? I mean, I'm sorry. Okay, when is he going to do that? Is he going to build it himself?
Walker Avenue, we struggled all the time on set construction, so we had a variety of ways of
acquiring
building scenery and procuring set construction material, and I'm paying for that pizzazz. But we found that after 6 months or 9 months of doing shows, somebody identified this one board that a person, I think his name was Buzz, that had written his favorite artist on that board, Grace Slick. And months and months after show, that board was still being used. This board started out 8 feet long. And, she would be a brace or a wall or something. And finally, when so many nails went through it, we had screws today, but they have nails in. So many screws went through it. We would chop her off a little bit shorter. But she's here, and we're going to find a place for her in the new show.
But there were some really strong supporters who said, you need to do this, and we will support you financially. People like Andrew Clarkson with the Jenny Foundation, the Gabao family with the Adams Foundation, same thing. They bought into the vision. They said, we're gonna be the lead gifts on this, and we're gonna move forward. We wrote to Kresge Foundation. Kresge was all over this thing. We wrote a grant for $500,000, and they gave us $650,000. The check came in. We thought it was a mistake. We literally thought it was a mistake. We should call them because we'll deposit it and then cut them back a check for $150,000. They said no. We just think this was really worth what you're doing, and this is why we're going to support it at this level.
And I think a lot of people, when we decided that it was going to be this old antique mall lot, were kind of like, okay, yeah, is it going to really be any bigger than what we're in right now? And, walking around now, people get lost in here. It's just huge. So it's really been great to see it come alive.
And all of our office spaces were renovated by Jackie's own bare hands. So he said he was going to, him and Michael J. were going to build a treehouse. We were going to do plays. But in 2006 is when we got enough money, I guess, to tear the building down. So we had this huge graffiti party where we actually blocked off the street with police escorts. And we had hot dogs and hamburgers grilling outside, and we spray painted the building. And then the next morning, at 9 in the morning, we had coffee, donuts, whatever, and we watched them tear it down. And we have this sort of play-by-play video of it being spray painted and then coming down, and then we actually have a play-by-play of this building being built over the next 3-4 years that it took to complete it. So the long-winded answer to your question is that I never thought I would see it built. You never know what your plans are, how long you're going to stay in one place, but it seemed completely unrealistic, and I just thought, even when he bought the building, I thought, well, that's in another 10 or 15 years. I will never see the inside of that building. And then the moment this summer, when the walls started to go up and things started to be truly erected, beams and construction workers and trucks and gravel and concrete, and you watched it going, I cannot believe I am watching this. I just can't believe it.